Hey, folks, welcome back to another episode of Mountain Bike Q&A. I'm your host, Johnny Yu. Thanks for joining, and I appreciate you guys watching, listening. Again, you know I'm horrible at this intro stuff, but this is not only on YouTube, it's also on Spotify, iTunes. So if you guys could do me a solid, if you're listening to that, give me one of those little stars, the little star ratings, maybe even give me a follow. And if you're watching now, make sure to hit the like if you're new. If you pop on and you're new, give me a subscribe. It doesn't keep me going. It's not like I need them because this is a hobby and I love it. You guys know I love it. But it's just kind of nice. It makes you feel like you're doing something right. And I know I am because there's a lot of great people in the comment section, and I've got an incredible person that I'm going to bring on right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together for little Miss Candice Short Passion MTB. How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. I always love this little part where we just say hi like it's the first time.
I know.
Oh, it's so funny. Hold on, let's go in the chat real quick. Let's go. We got Mia from the Women's Mountain Bike Network.
It's my boss.
Oh, it's your boss.
That's my boss. she hates when I say that. So.
Not my boss. Trailmaster, howdy, what's up, man? We got yes, it is 8. This is Brian and Aaron MTV. Who else we got? We got Trail Pimp in the house. You ever heard of Trail Pimp?
I think so. I was gonna say I may follow him already or her.
Oh yeah, he says it's the girl from Women's Mountain Bike. Love her. So yes, he does. And ladies and gentlemen,
it's my first fan.
Mark Hill from the segment says, "Shorty." Oh, my buddy from Maryland, Dave Urell. We called him Giggles back in high school. What's up, man? How you doing? Hold on. Do we know a Jessica Moore?
Yeah, it says JMO.
She just called you a goat. Is that probably a woman a farm animal? Greatest of all time.
Shots fired.
So how you doing? You feeling good?
I'm doing good. Yeah. I was out filming today, and then I did take a little spill, which is pretty common for me, to kind of just mess up on the trail. So I was out there filming some new trail shorts, and yeah, I totally just biffed it on a rock. So
is that what you were showing just a second ago on the Instas?
Yeah, that's actually Kessler Mountain. That's like one of my favorite places to ride. But there's a lot of tech climbing, and you learn how to ratchet out there. Like if you can get a full pedal stroke, you're doing pretty good. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't like climbing. There's no I don't like climbing. I'm in Miami. I let you know it's Miami, mountain bike capital of the world. Forget about your Bentonville.
I know people joke that this is the beginner mountain bike capital of the world over here. So, which I do love that because it's just kind of funny because that whole mountain bike capital of the world, that thing just kind of took off. Like they just called themselves that, and then that was it. So Bentonville's trying to claim that.
It's like they gave it I can just greatest podcaster, mountain bike podcaster of all time. Right here. Right here. You're on it. You're on it. I have just claimed that. People, I gotta tell you, people right now, I don't know if you can see the comment section.
I can, yeah.
Are loving you. David Hanson.
That's my husband.
Oh, okay. Hi, husband.
He has to write only good things.
Dusty Dutchman, happy Q&A day. Thank you, JT. Oh yeah, Miami has the best snow in the world. Just ask Scarface. Holy cow! And then we've got Straight Lining up in the house. Up, fool. So, getting all that stuff out of there. David Hanson.
I love it.
Tell husband to slow down with the comments. She has him on a tight leash, so he should be okay.
Mia.
So let's bring it back. First off, happy belated Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Yeah, we missed it. What's funny is I always try to do this on a Wednesday. They said, "Can you do it Thursday?" And I'm like, and I looked at the calendar. I'm like, "Oh yes." I don't think my wife would have liked. Oh, by the way, I have a podcast today.
Yeah, right. Date is on hold. So
Yeah. So you were telling me you guys didn't really do anything for the V-Day?
no, man, I feel it's just so boring because yeah, I will like I tend to work late. So
Uh-huh.
I'm a hairstylist by day. And I'm behind the chair till like 6:30, sometimes 7 o'clock at night. And I also have a really bad habit of like choosing money over like doing anything because I'm like, oh well, we don't have any kids together, so it's not like we have other priorities. I can go out on the weekend with my husband. So I don't know. I feel like it gets kind of pushed to the side a little holiday like that.
Yeah. You're a hairstylist.
Hmm.
Always had a question about that because I just got what I have left of my hair done about a week ago. Do you get the from clipping so much all day? Like your hands, do you get like carpal tunnel or are
For
you
sure. For sure. And mountain biking is not helping that in any way, just because
no.
of, especially with the rock impact that we have here. Like, I have those like ergonomic grips on my bike just because it like, yeah,
Uh,
it just hurts. It hurts my wrist after a while. So, especially cross country when I'm doing like really long miles and I'm
mhm.
just like holding my handlebars for so long. Oh my God. Yeah. I had to get some grips that were comfy.
Those are those grips with the kind of the palm
It's
resting.
like yeah, there's like a little wing on like the wrist part.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's some really expensive ones that I have my eye on and they actually kind of rotate so they like flex as you are like bobbing up and down the trail. And those are like I would love to get my hands
The
on some
red
of
the
those.
red grips.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think that's what they're
Yeah,
like $200 or something.
they're like 90 and I just put them on my bike this weekend and I got to tell you, it made such a difference.
Yeah.
Like I used them. I was up in Connecticut for Thanksgiving, with my brother-in-law, and we went riding and I borrowed somebody's bike that had them. And I
Yeah.
said, I need these. Like there was nothing. It was all loose and nice at the end of the ride. And it was totally different riding than what I'm used to. So I
Yeah.
thought it was incredible. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Well, and like the finger numbness, I don't know if you get that too, which
Yeah.
I've had a bad habit of like pulling myself as I'm climbing. So I'm just like death gripping my grips. And I have to tell myself, like, I've had friends tell me, like, you should like play the piano. Like they're telling you to like tap your fingers loosely because you need to have like a relaxed hold on the handlebar. Like you don't need to be white knuckle gripping the whole time. So I'm like, all right, fine. Just gotta
Oh,
remember.
that's funny. Play the piano.
That's what, yeah, one of my
I'm so
girlfriends
used
play
to
the
this.
piano.
Just this, not
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah, so apparently your fingers should like they should have movement in them. You should not be like death gripping like the whole time. They should be
All these
delicate.
years. All these years. And I'm learning from the goat. Jessica Moore is in here. She says, yes, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Friend of yours.
Yes.
Oh,
She's a nurse. She knows how to keep us like all ergonomic, I'm sure.
she's a nurse. She'll tell you how
She
to fix
knows.
yourself. So you're in Bentonville.
Mhm. I
Um,
mean, technically Fayetteville, but yeah, 20 minutes away from Bentonville. So,
but where are you from originally?
I'm from New Orleans originally. Well, kind of like a little town right across the Mississippi River. Gretna, Louisiana was a just in case my parents are watching. But yeah, and then after I got married, my husband and I moved to New Orleans proper, so we were just across the bridge, across the Mississippi River in New Orleans. Not a whole lot of mountain biking out there, as you can imagine.
Yeah. Wow. New Orleans.
Yeah.
The New Orleans. Do you still have a little bit of that in you? Because I don't
Like
hear.
the accent,
Yeah.
I tend to tone it down, and I find that I don't have too much of an accent. I say weird things, I think, that are culturally influenced from down there, but not. I don't find that I have an accent. So
Yeah, that's funny because I'm actually from Maryland, and when I moved down to Florida many moons ago, people were like, "Where are you from? What's that accent?" I don't know,
yeah,
accent. I don't. I don't have an accent. They're like, "No, you don't sound like you're from here." I'm like, "What does from here sound like?"
yeah.
Everyone from South Florida is from somewhere else.
Oh yeah, right. They're all transplants. Well, I think too, when people hear that you're from New Orleans, they expect you to have like a Bayou Cajun accent.
Yeah,
And that I have definitely, if you hear me talk, it's definitely closer to, it's a city accent. So, but not going to be a true like Cajun accent. That's, in different river parishes and stuff.
I'm trying to come up with one. I'm
So,
pretty I'm pretty good with accents, but I have to hear it first. Well, no, I
someone has
can't
a
do it. I
sudden
can't.
intense beignet craving.
That's my wife. I've been to
Oh,
New
good.
Orleans once. A fantastic town. I don't know if I can do it again.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've done it, and
Yeah.
it's one of those things. Like I can say I did the what's the main street? God, good Lord.
Bourbon Street.
I, duh.
Yeah,
I
I know.
did that. I've had the beignet. I I've eaten it. I didn't have crawfish though. I was very upset about that.
Oh, yeah, that sucks for you.
Oh, maybe I should go back, huh?
You should, yeah. But see, if you did, then you should come down when I'm down there visiting family or something, because then I can totally. Oh, look, Mia's saying I have an accent.
Yeah, so,
She has an accent.
yeah.
I
She's got
noticed
that.
right away. I was like,
She's
"Are
like,
you?"
no.
Yeah, yeah. Which I will probably get burned for this later. But I was like, "Is this a Kiwi accent, like a New Zealander accent, or an Australian accent?" Because those are, to me, my ear hears it's very similar. So
Yeah.
when I first heard her talk, I was like, "Where are you from?"
They have that the R. I love her accent.
I do too. I do too.
I can't. Again, if I have to hear it, and then I'm off to the races with accents. I
Oh,
can
really?
I can
Well,
do just about any accent.
I don't find that I can just spew it out on the bat, but like for a Cajun accent, you'd say, "Oh, I'm going down to the gas station to that P road." So you'd have like it's like kind of an
Get the what?
get in your P road. It's a boat.
A pirogue?
A P road. Yeah. Well, it's all French influence, so there's
Oh,
Cajun
that's
French
funny.
words.
So you and your husband moved to Bentonville
Hmm.
for or
Honestly,
Fayetteville?
just to get outside. We
Really?
were kind of, yeah, well, my husband was in the Marine Corps for 20 years.
Thank you for your
And
service, sir.
then yep, and then he had obviously been used to moving around for so long, and I grew up and was born and raised down south, and I was like, I have everything I could ever want here. I never want to leave. And then slowly but surely, I was like, okay, yeah, like it is kind of boring. Like we do the same stuff, and all we do is like sit in the bars and watch the Saints games, and we're like at the bars for like 6 hours, and because that's all people do. It's like like you eat and you drink and you just repeat it every weekend, and it's fun. It's not a bad time. It's just I think I kind of was craving something different. So we started looking around and we checked out Fayetteville, Arkansas. And
Really?
I mean, first came out here for the hiking, which is amazing. You wouldn't think, but it is really beautiful and there's waterfalls and it's really lush and everything. And
Wow.
then COVID hit and we got into mountain biking. So I'm a COVID rider, like I think a lot of people are.
That's amazing. I love hearing the
Yeah.
COVID riders
Yeah.
because all the bikes because of you, all the bikes went bye-bye.
I know.
And
I
I
know.
had
Now there's
trouble
like this.
finding one. I remember just at like late in COVID, like December, November, or whatever, I needed a new bike. And I went to a bike store and it was completely empty except for like the $12,000 bikes.
Oh gosh.
And I go, where are all the bikes? And they go, everyone bought them during COVID.
Oh no.
So thanks a lot, Candice. So you really
To be
you
fair, my first bike was like a total like beginner bike hardtail. So it's not like I went out and bought like, a
yeah,
$3,000 bike right off the bat.
right off. Well, no one would, of course. But what do you remember what bike that was?
Yeah, it was a hardtail specialized. So,
Okay.
um, and then I got on a full suspension bike and I was like, what? I've been riding
Uh,
like that this whole time? Like, no wonder I've like struggled. The brakes were so not like they barely existed. So, to go to even just to notice as such a beginner rider that the brakes were better in certain
yeah.
part. Oh man, I was like, okay, here we go.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah, it's fun. I've always ridden hardtail. I just got a YT Izzo last year, and I've always been hardtail. Now I've got a full suspension, and I was kicking myself. Like, why
Yeah.
have I know why I waited so long. I'm an extremely cheap mountain biker, but and I figured I started out hardtailing. What
Yeah.
do I need to upgrade for?
Right, right.
But oh my, I know what you're
Well,
talking about.
hardtails do have a special place. Like again, there's a lot of people that use them for like cross country or
Mhm.
bike backpacking. So, I just think though how rocky it is down here and how pedal heavy it can be with the tech climbing, it like made a noticeable difference when I switched. I was like, okay, I get it now.
What now when you first started hitting the trails, were you instantly in love with her, or you're like uh kind of thrown off, or
No,
you and your husband
yeah,
pulled back and go, this is not for us at first, or you were like, this is it for me?
it was not, I say this all the time, not a love at first sight for me. This was, I kind of just got into it just because my husband was encouraging me. I have my aunt that was also mountain biking and she was encouraging me. So I just kind of felt like, well, I kind of want to like do stuff with them, but I don't really care to do this. And, I was falling so much and like
Oh,
every ride, every like couple pedals, like falling down ravines. And so, um, I luckily was doing hair for one of the Women of Oz ladies.
mhm.
And I texted her one day and I was like, I'll be honest, I am not liking this mountain biking thing and everyone else loves it and I don't get it. And I think I need a class or something. Like I need help because if I'm going to stay committed to this, like I need a class. And so all she wrote was like I hate this. Like she like hated that I hated mountain biking and she was like, we're
Uh,
gonna fix that. And I had a class with her and that day I was hooked, like truly addicted to it. Like if I go weeks without it, I get really stressed and upset. Like I really need, it's like a way for me to like de-stress.
mhm.
And like maybe like just like get free of all my thoughts in my
Oh
brain. I
yeah.
don't know. Like I need it so much. So yeah, I still like attribute that to her. Like you set me on this path. Here we go. Like
Yeah, I call it pedal therapy. I
man,
mean,
yeah.
it
I'm
really
stealing
is.
that.
And
Yeah, I'm
it's one of
stealing
those
that.
things, and I realize, and I've talked about this before. So like last year was a bad year for me, and I didn't get out as much. And I used to, even if I couldn't get on the trail, I would ride my bike. I would do like a
Mhm.
15-mile loop around where I live, and I don't know if you've ever done this or anyone else in the comments section or anyone else. You lose it for a minute, and then once you
Lose what?
lose,
Just like all of your stress and thoughts and
no, I lost like riding. Like I didn't ride as much as I
mm,
used to last year.
yeah.
And it's really, and I was just talking to my wife, like I've made it a point that every weekend I'm going to ride trails this weekend, or
Yeah.
every weekend this year. And I've got to get back out on the street and ride. It is that therapy. I mean, I
Yeah.
probably could save money on therapy if I just get back on my bike.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think just too, like, just testing my strength and my, like, just challenging myself. I love all of that. Like, it has been fun to see, where, like, what I'm capable of. And also rewriting the same trails around here that have been so hard and so challenging, and just seeing you progress, like physically seeing you, like, man, I didn't make that rock a couple months ago, and like I got it today, you know. So so yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I've seen some of your videos where you show you're going over something and then you're not making it and you keep going and keep going and keep going until you get it. And I find that incredible because it's so easy to just go, forget it.
Well, and yeah, exactly. And I think too, like I forget, so especially I had signed up for a cross country race this past fall, and it sucked up so much of my time because I was training for it. So all I cared about was how many miles am I doing? How many miles am I doing? Like, okay, did I make it to 20 miles today? Did I pack enough snacks? Blah, blah, blah. And that takes like, I was out there for like hours riding, like 3 hours, 4 hours of riding. And it like made me forget how much I enjoyed sessioning something and just stopping and not worrying about getting all the miles in. And if I want to
Yeah.
do a 5 mile ride today because I wanted to session this hard spot, like, cool, let's do that. So after I finished that race, I was like texting my friends. I'm like, okay, I'm ready for my fun rides again. So let's session.
Yeah. I like to get a ride in, and down here, the trails all linked together and you get through it. And then you're like, I want to go back. I want to go
Yeah.
back and do that one again and clean it a little bit better. And there's something fun about just doing that. You know, usually you want to get the whole trail system in.
Yeah.
You say you did it, but then you're like, I just want to, I'm going to go back and do that.
Yeah.
And there's something so, it's almost more fun.
Yeah.
It's more fun to just go do it because now you're just doing it, not for the ride or the clearing the head or the exercise. You're just doing it.
Yeah.
And it's so,
And I really do want to be kind of a well-rounded rider. I feel like I do ride with a lot of my friends that are well-rounded riders. They are great at tech climbing. They can punch out 20 miles. They can do downhill. They can like race enduro, you know. So I'm like,
yeah.
I need to do it all, but it's not going to all be perfect. It's not going to all be like, I'm not going to master all of it, but I'm going to try.
Yeah.
So
That's, hold on, that's like that.
No.
That's like, well, yeah, Megan Bright. Megan Bright. If you're new, please hit subscribe. Candice is just as fun to ride with as she is to talk to. Ask her about her snack loadout plan. It's involved. So please tell us about this.
Am I the only one that gets hungry while riding? Like, I'm hungry. Like, as soon as I'm done or while I'm on the trail, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm like, my heart rate is like pumping that metabolism or something, but like, I pack those Rice Krispie treats. I will pack those gel cubes. I have the Go juices. Like, I'm just carb loading the whole time. So,
Really? I don't eat at all.
What?
well,
But
I
I mean,
have
it's
friends
like,
that ride like that too.
And I guess like if it's a 5 mile ride, like I kind of do it based off of that. Nah, I'm probably not going to snack at all. But if we're punching out long miles, like I'm going to stop and have a snack. I need to re-energize. So
that's funny. Like, I guess the
yeah,
longest I ever ride down here is just like 8 or 9 miles of trails. And then I'm just back
yeah,
at my car and
yeah.
have a beer. My wife says I get hungry trying to decide what to wear in the morning. Everyone gets hungry. The munchies. Mia's like, who doesn't bring snack? I don't bring snacks. I don't. It's a different world. But
Watch. The next time you ride, you're gonna be like, man, I'm hungry.
man, I should have brought a granola. No, I'm too busy riding. I'm a big guy anyhow, so my body's just eating off itself. It's just, I could go like a month without eating anything and I'd still be a big guy.
Yeah.
What we were talking about riding and different styles of riding, different people. I get that. Like I went to Ride and Shine last year out at Sky Park, and I'm Miami. We're very cross country, very tech. That was all downhill, and I'm not really used to that.
Right.
And you think it's not easier, but you don't really have to pedal as much.
Yeah.
but it really is a different style of riding. And there was like a lot of people. Mia was there. Mark was there. I'm sure Tumor were, all these other people were there, and they're going. And I'm like, I need to use my brake. I'm not familiar with this stuff.
Yeah. I think for me, downhill is probably I don't want to say my least favorite. I enjoy it, but I'm not going to fly down the trail.
Yeah.
So I am going to be using that rear brake for 90% of that downhill part, because I am going to control my speed. I just don't like flying down anything super fast. I'm not a fan of steep. We don't have a lot of steepness around here, so I think maybe if there was more of it, then yeah, it just would be a normal everyday thing. But I don't see a lot of it down here, so steep also wigs me out.
Yeah, it's just the speed I'm not used to. I'm not. By the end of the day, I was a little bit better, but it's that whole. I'm an old man, and if I fall, it's going to take me a second to get back up.
Yeah.
You're young, you know. I don't know. I don't know what your age is, but you seem very young.
I'm 37.
Oh, just a little. I get old enough to be your father. I'm 78.
No, you're not.
I eat a lot of brown rice and yogurt. It keeps me looking
Stop. Are you joking?
Yeah, I'm joking. I'm 52.
I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, okay, well, what's your skincare regimen? Because
oh my goodness. These people have more questions than I. Tell them about your fire line of Kohler.
Oh, JMO should bring that up.
We're going to have to talk about all these trails where you ride too, because it seems like you sneeze and they make a new one.
Well, yeah, actually, kind of. No, fire line, what she's referring to is we were at a Rome Fest demo that rolled into town.
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually, I think, one of the first few times that JMO and I had ridden together. But first time that I was on a 29-inch tire. And this trail is really fun, all downhill. It's very well groomed, nice dirt. And I just whip it into this berm super fast, just, again, assuming that I'm kind of riding like how I ride on my 27.5 tire.
Yeah.
And I just take it in too hot. I slam on the brakes and I fall. And I mean, I still have a hematoma this was like 2 years ago. I still have a hematoma beneath my thigh. It's like an egg. Like, it has not gone away. I'm just assuming that scar tissue is there now because I had a derm check it out. And the derm was like, yeah, it's fine. It's healing. It's just that's part of your body now. So I'm like,
oh my God.
Cool. So
it's not a hematoma.
That's great. Yeah.
So you've got like a bulb of scar tissue underneath your thigh?
Yeah. So that can happen to you, just FYI. The impact was so hard that it's not like I was even bleeding that much. Like the wound didn't even open. It just was like the jolt. Yep, just got punched by the dirt, and it just caused like the bruising to never really go away beneath the skin.
I never had a hematoma.
Well, I was like, yeah, hematoma's a bruise, right? Like a bruise? Like,
yeah, I think.
So yeah, it is. It's a severe bruise, I guess. So I don't know. I was like, it's still there.
No, it's a gift.
Oh yeah, falling's a gift of mine. Is that what you mean?
Gift, yeah, it's a gift you gave yourself to remind you, slow down.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Going back, you were talking about your 27.5. What bike? What kind of bike are you riding now?
I have a Rocky Mountain Element.
Rocky Mountain Element.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a bike you don't hear a lot of people throwing around, but they make a decent bike.
Yeah, and again, a demo rolled into town, and I signed up for it. I ran out to the trail because I was searching for a new bike. I had a Trek, and I loved it. I still have it. I still take it out and ride it every so often, but it's heavy. It's like a 34, 36-pound bike. Oof. And for me, I weigh probably like 110 pounds. So trying to like push that up a hill, it was hard. And all of my friends, they're just like so fast climbing these hills, and I was just struggling so much. So I kind of realized, as you do, like as you start to go down your mountain biking journey, that probably a lighter bike or a carbon frame or something like that would help. And so I shopped around, and Rocky Mountain has an extra small. So again,
Oh, that's great. 'Cause
I'm like 5 foot, so it just I fit.
is that where the short passion comes from? No, I'm kidding. I just a little thing.
I know. And earlier on the Instagram stories, you were like the little shredder, and I was like, oh.
Well, I put two and two together, and I saw some pictures, and I've seen you on the women's
You're
mountain
like
bike.
everyone towers over her.
Well, I mean, what you were talking about, they've talked about your size on the Women's Mountain Bike Network podcast,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm guessing she's small.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, but
Stopping at
Rocky-
5 foot.
My buddy had it was like a 25-year-old Rocky Mountain. This will tell you how good these bikes are. He still had the V brakes, hardtail. It was 25 years old, and the guy could shred.
Yeah.
Cheaper than I was. He was like, I got a bike.
Yeah.
I don't need. So that's just. But you're going to be able to keep that bike for 25 years. As a mountain biker, you probably won't, though. You'll.
I do. Yeah, I love it. That bike has taken me places now, so we like took it to Guatemala. And I mean, last year I traveled with Jess to Sedona, and like I brought that bike out there. It's just a great bike. So I am shopping a little bit right now for a trail bike. But what is she saying? Oh,
She's getting something new, though.
yeah.
Is it a surprise?
Well, no, I'm not committed to anything just yet, but I'm demoing. I'm demoing a few brands.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll put a pin in it.
Yeah,
We'll put
I'm
a pin in it
demoing.
for now.
I'm not committed to any brands, but
Okay. So again, you're in Fayetteville. How far away from Bentonville are you?
It's only like 20 minutes.
Oh
Yeah,
man, it's
yeah.
skip a rock
Not too
to
bad.
it.
Yeah. And there's trails, like I said, 10 minutes from me. But yeah, most everyone, they if you know NWA, you think Bentonville. So usually I just say Bentonville.
NWA. Now, do you have a favorite trail out there? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and ask you to name all the trails because there's Slaughter Pen.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the castle?
Yeah. That's the same area. Yeah.
Okay, that's all I know.
So you were there when they built it then already?
Oh, I've never been there. I've just
Okay.
my job as a podcaster, I have to watch everyone's videos, but I can't keep it all up there. There's
Yeah. No,
the
you got
rats
it right.
getting tired. But do you have a favorite trail system out there?
Oh, that's hard because there are many fun trails. And I mean, honestly, I think that like my favorite trail in that area, I'm trying to think of what there used to be a trail that it was just downhill, and downhill for a long time. They tore it down because they're expanding the Crystal Bridges Museum right now. So that one used to be a blast. But I went on this new trail recently. It's called Bullet, and I didn't hate it. Like it kind of had you have to climb to get up there, obviously. But there was just rock tech. There was a little bit of flow. You had some like fun berms to like go down into some bridges. I don't know, just it kind of offered a whole lot of different stuff.
It's got a little bit of everything for someone.
Yeah. So I didn't mind it. I did walk a couple of things because it was wet that day and I wasn't too confident in myself to make it down some slick rock. So I was like, meh, I'm not gonna pay the trail tax today. I'm gonna walk.
I really want to get out there. Bentonville just seems like this fairy tale land for mountain bikers. It's like a children's book. It's like the land of Bentonville. And then you open up, it's like little cartoons of people riding their bikes. It's like Bentonville. It's the people ride their bikes to work, and people ride their bikes to dinner. And I don't even see cars there. I feel like it's like Amsterdam over there, but I'm probably wrong.
You're definitely wrong. The traffic is getting insane because everybody's moving here for mountain biking. And I know that I'm also part of the problem because I've only been here for 5 years. So I'm also, in that realm. But the traffic is getting bad. So this city was just never made for the amount of people that are moving here, though. That's
Yeah,
just what it
I
comes down
guess
to.
everybody's like, again, the land of Bentonville.
It
Tell me
really is.
more.
I guess from like what I've heard, because I've ridden in like Virgin, Utah, and then I've ridden um, in Texas and, oh man, where was I? Arizona. So to my knowledge, Bentonville and the trail systems are like right there. And people do, they have trails that leave from their homes or from their neighborhoods and stuff.
Wow.
So you kind of don't need a bike rack. And so I don't realize how spoiled we are because I've only been to a few places that I've biked elsewhere where we probably have to drive like 45 minutes to an hour to get to a trail or something. So I need to understand how spoiled I am.
Do you get a bike when you move there?
I did get a bike when I moved there,
No, but I
yeah.
mean, do they just give them away? I just
Oh
think it's
yeah.
like a fairy tale.
They did have some weird, yeah, they had Walmart was like doing something weird, I think, where they were like, if you move here, you get a bike or something. Walmart, people will rag on them a little bit, but I mean they really have done a lot to promote the bike world and certainly to promote people biking to work, and like they have this whole thing at their home office where they try to get their employees to bike. I mean, it's pretty cool. So
That's amazing.
yeah, they appreciate the bike world, I think. So
Now, getting into the bike world, you and your husband were getting out and you're mixing it up, you're riding. How did the community, how did you connect with the community there as a mountain biker? Did you instantly start making friends just at mountain biking? You got tons of friends, or
I mean, kind of for more so for me, I think, because there Women of Oz was a resource here for me to kind of meet other women that were at my same level, that we could kind of encourage each other or stick on greens if we didn't feel like, doing anything too advanced when I
Mhm.
first started out. And obviously the tale as old as time that we all know, when usually you're biking with your spouse, it tends to break out into a fight when they're telling you how to bike. So I think that
Your
my
bike
husband really appreciated that I had an outlet where I could meet people and friends and so forth. And now, we have, because of that, I do have awesome friends and so many friends, and, they have partners that they want to ride with. And so my husband has made friends through that. So it's really kind of come, all the way around for us.
that's
So it's awesome.
that's so much fun. I want a group. I want a group. I'm a solo rider. Uh,
What?
yeah, I'm a
I
solo
don't.
rider, but I'm not very friendly. You can tell by my personality. It's just I shoo people away. Um, so you got involved with you're involved with the Women of Oz now.
Yes. Yeah.
Was that
I am the head of philanthropy committee under them. So we are the ones. My committee is the one kind of going out there and like planning all the I guess like the charity events and so forth for us to like give back to the community. So
wow? But so when you got involved with riding, were you taking clinics with them at first, or just
hmm
was it like a group thing? Where because down here I've chatted with the mountain bike chicks down
yeah.
here, and I'll see their shirts all the time. They say, mountain bike chicks on it. And I'm like, you're the chicks. So like, are you guys like that? Like you guys playing group rides, have sessions, kind of like clinics and stuff.
Yeah, they offer clinics where you can pay for a private clinic if you don't want to be in a group setting. They offer every first Saturday of the month, we have a flagship ride. It's all free. You just show up. You have to sign up. It is ticketed just so that we can monitor numbers for safety. And it goes by level, so there's blue groups, there's green groups, and we even have an advanced black level group. Yeah, so it's awesome because it's free. We have a fun little social afterwards, and like you're supposed to meet people, grab some numbers, and text ladies and go out riding again the next day. So it's just a cool concept. But And like I said, it's how I started to meet just like all my friends that just share this same passion for mountain biking. So
That is so cool. Like you don't have to pay for any lessons. You can just ride along
only on the flagship day
on the flagship
is
days. Yeah.
yeah, and that's a fundamental class. So that is, they kind of just offer just the beginner classes for
Okay.
free. So just those that even need to know what difference between the rear brake and the front brake are. So it's very, very basics, the intro to mountain biking kind of. That's a free class on the flagship day, but you can sign up for any of the classes online. And yeah, I mean, like they're totally awesome.
What was
So
it? Mark Hill says he goes, he loves when you first get off a plane in Bentonville. Oz has a bike setup display on the way to baggage claim.
yeah.
Like, so you guys have really put your mark there.
Yeah.
And how many people usually get involved in these rides with you guys? I mean, is it a
So
huge group or is it just you guys?
it's huge. Man, I don't know like the amount of people that are ticketed for the monthly rides, but I do know that they've tracked it enough that we have had, I think, like 1,500 women that have like come through and signed up for our rides and so forth. And then we have
Wow.
Sunset Summit, which is the biggest fundraiser of the year, and that is like a whole weekend escapade with just mountain biking and clinics and music and food. It's awesome.
Wow, what a great thing you got going on there, and you give back. You're Miss Philanthropist.
Yeah, I didn't know I was a philanthropist, but I guess I am.
You are now.
Yeah, I am now.
So you got involved with this group of women, and you're helping each other, which is great. I mean, like we say, back in my day, I never saw
Yeah.
a girl on a bike, a woman, if you will, on a bike. It
Hmm.
was a boys' club, you
Yeah.
know. And just this weekend, I was telling Mia there was a group of 6 girls, women, um, that just got off the trails, and 2 of them came over by my car, and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" They said, "Hey, what's going on?" I was like, "Hey," and then I had one of her stickers. I was like, I don't want to just give one and be like, I don't have any more. But
Yeah.
I was talking to them. I was like, you guys have a good ride and blah, blah, blah. There were like 6 of them. They're like, oh, yeah. And I asked them if they knew about the Women's Mountain Bike Network. And, I want to it's just interesting for me as somebody who came up in the boys club and now I'm out the trails and there's probably more girls now
Yeah.
than guys. I mean,
It's
as a,
awesome.
as a female rider, when you started in 2020, did you see more than or
I
do you see more now? I mean, that was only
I
4
definitely
years
think
ago.
I see more now because I think we have grown. And I think that, like, of course, with social media, I think it is becoming noticed that there are tons of women that are out there on the trails, whether they're beginners or pros, they're out there shredding and trying their best. So I definitely notice way more women now.
Yeah, I don't, I honestly, it's a bike. I,
Yeah,
we all ride bikes. I don't see why you can't get yours dirty. I mean, back in the day,
right.
it's so weird, but, and you're also part of the Women's Mountain Bike Network. How did that come to be?
I actually met Mia and her wife Lauren last year at the Sedona Mountain Biking Festival. So again, I was with Jess and we were driving out there. And she was like, "Oh, I have to meet my friend Mia or whatever. You're gonna love her, blah, blah, blah." So I got to meet her. And yeah, I was able to hang out with her at the fest a little bit. And then I did a podcast with her a couple months later about a crash that I had that was pretty gnarly in Arizona. And then after I did that podcast, I kind of reached out to her and I was like, dude, I just want to let you know, like, I appreciate like what you're doing and I love what you're doing with the Women's Mountain Biking Network, and I had such a fun time on the podcast. And I was like, if you need me for anything or you want to come to Bentonville, like hit me up. And then yeah, like as Mia says, yeah, the rest is history.
That's
Now
amazing.
she's got me working a 9 to 5 now.
No, what is that? Come on, Mia, ease up. Ease up on the sister. Well, so now, what is being a member of the Women's Mountain Bike Network? What does that entail?
Being a member?
Yeah, being a member, being part of it. What does that entail? What do you have to do as a? Are you like an ambassador, an influencer?
I definitely would not say influencer. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out
A
what,
contributor?
yeah, like what trail shorties are even going to turn into, right? Like I had like a lot of insecurities about what these videos were going to be doing because she was like, we need to come up with these fun little segments so that, we can kind of highlight everyone involved with the network and so forth, like each team member. And, Alexis has like Dear Wednesdays, and she's just so like fluid and like just it seems so easy to talk to the camera, and I hate it. Like it's just
You're doing
awkward.
good.
Yeah, it's so awkward. And then, just also just getting out there to film stuff can be kind of stressful because I'm like, okay, don't drop the GoPro, and I have the gimbal on me. I'm like, don't crash and fall on it, or so it's just like all these things that I'm like bringing out there. But yeah, and I think we're all pretty honest with each other too. Like we do give each other really good feedback about like what we think is gonna work, what isn't gonna work. And so I sent them like a little edit of some trail shorts for tomorrow's post. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see
So
what they say.
you're creating a
Yeah,
thing
I'm
for.
creating. Yeah, I think also like bringing a way to connect women in, through mountain biking and to show them too, like, I'm not a super shredder. I don't fly off 80-foot gap jumps, like I am just out here trying to pedal through and make it back to my car in one piece. So, I don't know, just highlighting like, I don't want to say normal, but I guess like an average rider and like what that looks like.
Now, an average rider's fine as long as
Yeah.
you're on the bike. You're riding your ride.
Yeah,
I just
I'm not too concerned. I know how I ride. I know what I get freaked out over, and I have like no judgment. If you gotta hike a bike, just get off your bike. I do it all the time. I do it
yeah.
all the time.
No, there's no shame in that. I was riding with this guy over Christmas break, Brian on a bike, and his family. They were down here in Miami, and the guy shreds, and I'm just
Yeah.
an old man. And I even told him, I said, just ride your ride, brother. I'll be behind you somewhere.
Yeah,
But that's what's great is that you're inspiring more people. Did you think in 2020, when you bought that first bike, that you would be influencing and inspiring somebody like not even 4 years later?
No, no way. How? Like, no way how. I, I just wanted to be more athletic for sure. I had goals about that. Like, I'm gonna get outside more and I'm gonna do this. But yeah, I didn't know I even needed mountain biking until I started to love it. And like I said, now I need it. So I was telling my parents, I'm like, mountain biking, that's my church. If I'm going out there and it's like it's quiet, like I do some solo rides and I put my earbuds in and I'm gone. And yeah, it's like I need it. Just,
That's it's just amazing. It's just like again, I'm getting that in my head. Like you, not even a full 4 years yet, and you're being a part of something that's helping inspire other women to get out on a bike. And
Well, I mean, they gave me so much. So I feel like I need to do that. I want to do that for women, especially with Women of Oz. They have just that group alone, just me getting into biking has like looped me in or linked me in with so many cool women, very impactful women. And I, again, didn't know I needed people like that in my life, but it's been awesome. And so yeah, this is like, I want to give that same feeling back to women as well. And I mean, like, even dudes, like, you know, if a dude follows me and he's like inspired to, you know, like go on a group ride or whatever, or yeah, I don't know, I just feel like I wish that like my whole family mountain biked with me. Like, I would totally share that with them. Just the laughs of falling and the ridiculousness, and you know, like,
Yeah.
just get dirty. Oh, man, I had a meeting today with my financial advisor, which is like the most adult thing I will ever say. But I had a meeting with that person today and my husband, and I walk in and I had like dirt down my neck, and I had
Oh.
already gotten out of the shower because I had just wrapped up a ride. And my husband, so I'm like meeting this lady that's in a business suit to like talk about how to help me retire. And she's like looking at this like dirt weird neck thing I have
You
going on.
probably got your hat on.
My husband's like, you know, you have mud on your neck, right? And I was like, I just got out of the shower. I thought I was good. So, like,
Well, I cleaned myself.
whatever. This is me.
Oh man, the life of a mountain biker. And you're even hardcore. I mean, you were riding today. I can only get on the weekends. But again, I just think what you guys are doing, you and Mia and the Women of Oz, is just amazing. Do you ever get feedback, or like say like a thank you for what you're doing, or you inspired me, or watching you made me
I
know
don't
that it was
know.
okay?
I'm sure Women of Oz for sure gets yes, they definitely get feedback for that. 'Cause I personally have done that to them, you know, but yeah, me personally getting feedback, I don't know. I mean, I I hope that I'm reaching people, and it's not for the likes, and it's not for people to reshare my stuff or whatever, or to go viral. It truly is just to like share like this joy that I get out of biking,
Yeah.
and to share that with people as well, so that they can just, you know, like, just, oh, man, like, get off the screen for a second and like, yeah, just do something challenging. So
Smell the
yeah,
earth.
that's really what I enjoy. So, and I think I really enjoy linking people together, like connecting women together through mountain biking.
Beautiful. Hey, Trail Pin wants to know, can he join? Can men be a part of these rides, or can we like sneak in when you go in, or
Throw a wig on you.
you're like, stop, ladies
It
first?
Ladies first, women, you know, who identify as women. Yep. So unless you want to change your gender.
Hey, it's happening. So I'm going to bring this up.
Uh-oh. What is it?
When did this?
Okay.
Is that okay? We're
Yeah.
yeah. So, Short Passion MTB. When did that come about? Was that like instantly?
This has been my handle for a long time, and if people scroll down way, 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 way down all the way, it's like a lot of hair posts, because, you know, that's what I was doing, is promoting my business of being behind the chair.
Yeah.
So initially it was never like just meant for mountain biking, but kind of technically what I thought about was like, oh, I'm not short of passion type of thing. And so, yeah. And so that was my whole concept behind that. But then it turned into, well, like, I'm definitely not short of passion with mountain biking. So I changed it to Short Passion MTV. So, yeah.
Boom. Look at this.
Yeah, all the hair posts.
Who are we
That was a
looking
good
at?
day. That was a good day. That was the Women of Oz.
That's the Women of Oz. Now, how many people
Yep.
are actually on the Women of? What is it? Just WOZ for short?
Yeah, that's what we call it for short.
How many are actually the main hub group, if you will, of the Women of Oz?
Are you talking about like the instructors, or just like because we have ride leaders, and that's all volunteer based.
Okay.
We got a lot of those now. I want to say, God, we have to have at least 50 ride leaders, maybe more now, because there's women that
Wow.
I'm like, I haven't even met you yet. And it's like, I used to know all of the ride leaders, and now I'm like, oh my goodness, like, we're expanding so much. There's demand for it. We we need more groups. We need more people to lead rides. So, it's awesome because yeah, I'm like, I don't know some of these ride leaders. I'm like, okay, this is cool.
How many
Oh, that
people
tight
are on the
squeeze. I see
board?
that
Look, you're
on
in
the
between a
board.
rock and a hard place in this picture.
Yeah, that I
See?
had a bit of anxiety with that, but I made
Oh, no, I'm not good in tight spaces like that.
it.
Look at this.
That's my hardtail. That's that specialized that I was telling you about.
That was the
That's
yeah,
the first
a
bike.
lot of hair dids.
Yeah, see, all hair posts.
See, there you go. Now, I'd be remiss to not bring up what I saw earlier because you were talking about falling with your hematoma.
Oh, yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
Oh, dear sweet baby. I mean, I saw that
I know,
on
I'm so pretty, aren't I? Oh, it's just the
I
best,
saw that.
best
I
picture
guess
of me ever.
you were on the women Mia's podcast talking about what happened. That looks horrible.
Yeah. Well, and to be clear, that's how I met Mia at the fest with a concussion
Now you
and
met Mia like
stitches.
this?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was on the way to the Sedona Fest.
Oh, sweet baby.
That was on the way. Yeah.
Oh, I can't anymore.
So I know it's so gory too. It's pretty
Oh, I think I
it
was
was
just I
bad.
think I don't know if I pulled it up then. I think I was just watching it myself. Oh, it was so horrifying. No, what happened? Did you eat a cactus?
No, that might have been easier actually if I had, but man, chasing Jess Hannah down I think it was 50-year gap that we were on in Tucson, Arizona. And so Tucson was our one of our stops, and then we were actually headed to Phoenix, and then from Phoenix on to Sedona. So we were still making our way up to Sedona Fest. Um, and yeah, I got behind on the trail. I got hooked up on a rock, and so everyone kind of carried on, and I got stuck. So, and no big deal. I just like hopped off and like kind of walked my bike a bit, jumped back on, and it turned into this flow trail shortly after that. So you're hitting this like awesome speed, and the whole time the trail is not flow. There was a lot of tech climbing, a little bit of fun rock rolls, and this what I think is a tabletop appears in the trail, and I'm like,
Oh,
cool, tabletop. And which we over here teach everyone to pre-ride and then re-ride it.
yeah.
And so, my dumbass just thinks it's a tabletop, and I go to hit it, and at the very top of the gap, or I realized, okay, this isn't a tabletop, this is gap jump. And you're not gonna make it because
Not
you
making
don't
it.
have enough speed. No, you don't have enough speed at all. You're gonna go right into that hole. And unfortunately, that front tire just clipped the end of the trail, and so I just flew off. And then when I flew off, I just landed right on my head and my face, and so I ripped open the top of my lip between my nose and my lip. And then I think the worst part was that my lip rolled down, and the inside of my mouth, all that skin came out, and so like jawbone, nerves exposed. And yeah, so I had to have stitches like where they were able to stitch inside back together.
Oh,
So
I don't care if anyone makes fun of me. That made me nauseous hearing that.
I know it is really
Like just inside your lip was all.
inside, yeah, all on the inside,
How
all
are
right there.
how are we doing now with that?
I think
No,
we're
I
like
want to see
okay.
it. I want to see it. But I mean, are you 100% now, or do you have a
Yeah.
hematoma in your lip?
No, all good. I do have it's weird scar tissue. It's like you can feel the seams where the stitches were like pulled. So, but yeah, so I just misunderstood the trail, and I made like a pretty poor judgment and went for something that I should have known. And it's so funny because when Jess like I was panicking a little bit and was trying to get my phone out of the camelback that I had.
Uh-huh.
And so when I was able to get in touch with her and she came running back up, like there was so much blood everywhere. And I was like, just please tell me my teeth are in my mouth. Like I thought for sure that they were just
they were gone or something.
Yeah.
I was too scared to actually push my tongue up against it. I was too scared to not feel that there wasn't anything there. So it was crazy. But and then went to the ER and they fixed me right up, and then I went to Sedona Fest.
And then you went into a podcast studio and you couldn't smile. No, she couldn't smile, Mark. Skin was
Oh my God, that's right. I also met Mark at that time. So because of my concussion, a lot of that stuff gets a little hazy for me. So I do remember meeting Mark, but it's not all there. Yeah.
it was
It's not all there.
fleeting. Oh man.
So embarrassing.
What's up, lovely bastards? Mountain bike fails. What's going on? So you going back, let's go back to this real quick. Not this, but you talk about not being good in front of a camera, not comfortable. Are you said you weren't very comfortable being in front of a camera?
I think it's just different, and I also don't know how I feel about talking to the camera. I don't know. Yeah.
But yet it seems like one of your really good friends is one of the biggest mountain bike influencers.
Yeah.
How does that work out? Obviously, she ropes you into doing bits.
Yeah, but it's good because she knows how she wants her shots done, so she can direct you really well. Because even when we were in Sedona, she had me, even after my injury, we were still filming some things, and it's pretty funny because she knows how she wants it shot. So and she definitely has been giving me some guidance on it a little bit more. So she was like, it's gonna come with time. You're gonna get used to it. Don't worry, don't overthink it. I'm like, okay. Like, I was just stressed. I don't know where I'm even going with this video.
Oh my God. This one just
that was a fun video too, because she had asked me a very long time before we filmed this, like, do you think you could shape my hair into a helmet? I'm like, man, like, I've been doing hair for 15 years. Like, I've never had this request before, but
well,
let me think about how I can shape this hair. Like, let me figure this out. That's a mannequin head, by the way, which I think is freaking funny. But
did you actually do it, or was that like just a hat with some hair?
That's her hair. It is a hat. I put a hat on her, and then I was able to fold her hair around it. I did put a couple of like extensions to kind of like fluff it a little bit more. Yeah. But yeah, the little straps are her hair. Like, and she's so crazy. She didn't want, because I was like, hey, are we taking it down? Like, we finished the video. Do you want me to take it down and like wash your hair? Like, so you're not walking out in public like that? And she was like, no. Yeah. So we went and like had coffee together, and she sat like that. And I talked to her, like staring at her with that ridiculous. Yeah. So it was really, really funny. And it did kind of start to gross me out, because it was just like the hair was just all hairsprayed together. I was like, dude.
Little shredder.
Yeah.
Little shredder. Look at this. Now, again, like these trail shorts that you do, Shorty's trail shorts, which, by the way, kudos on that. That works really well.
Yeah. I think it's fun because I think kind of where the direction is going is like, it's just kind of me trying out some features that I maybe aren't too comfortable with and kind of seeing where that takes me. So that skinny was just built recently, and as most of our videos are, they don't tend to do it justice of how big some of these features are.
But, oh, don't you hate that?
Yeah, because I'm like, dude, it's way more aggressive than, but I think you can kind of tell it's pretty high up. It goes to a tiny
really
little tire width. Yeah.
I am not good with skinnies. I just posted one recently of doing one, and I went as slow as you. I probably should have gone faster, but there was a turn. So I'm like, I'm almost stopping and turning. Look at that. That's like 4 feet up off the ground.
Yeah.
Now,
and I didn't do it all in one. I did it in sections because there was some like spicy parts. I was like, I don't know. I'm not confident in this, and I'm not falling off of a like 8-foot skinny today. Like,
No. Look at that. Oh, we're doing that right now. But I really love this the title of itself right away, and then the videos. Are you going to do more of these? Is this like your thing now?
I think Mia wants more of these videos, so it will be featured on the network. We're probably going to film some in Sedona. So yeah, which I'm really excited because that's like new terrain, you know, so I can kind of like try something extra spicy out there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's that old
now,
goofball.
Now I know where all this is. You guys had that big party.
Yeah, that's the Sunset Summit. So that's the biggest fundraiser for Women of Oz throughout the year.
Okay, yeah, I'm just looking at this now, and when I was, doing my research and doing Women of Oz, I never put two and two together. I remember seeing Jess put videos,
and that's Annika right there. Yeah, Annika is teaching. If you know Annika Birkin.
Yes.
So didn't you just do a podcast with her?
What's that?
Someone did. I said, didn't you just do a podcast with her?
No,
Or someone did.
no.
Okay.
No, that was Mark. That was the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, look, if you
which one do you want? Which one do you want?
that Sedona photo, and you can see what I looked like in Sedona when I met. Yeah. You probably can't.
Oh, that's nothing. Look.
The cedar is so beautiful. Yeah. I have a Jay Leno chin right there.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm looking. So you had nothing but stitches all up in here.
Yeah.
How'd you
And
eat? You had to drink
slowly,
everything?
No.
Like that slowly.
Yeah. And you never realize too how many words puff your bottom lip out until you start trying to speak with stitches in your mouth, and then you're like, oh my god. And then a very weird side thing is that earlier last year, before my mouth wound, my uncle that we ride with had the exact same thing happen to him, and it was so gross. Like, he fell, his lip rolled down, and he skid just enough that it ripped open. So he goes to the ER, whatever, stitches in the mouth. And I'm like, oh, it's so disgusting. It's so gross, blah, blah. He showed me a picture. I was like, that is the most disgusting thing I've ever saw. Don't show that to me ever again. And then, like, 6 months later, it happened to me. And so we do joke about that we were like, I was trying to like one up him with the injuries. And like, but I was like, how is that possible that we both have suffered that same thing? So
it's so funny how it's making me cringe. This is coming from a guy who lost his finger last year.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and this is your lip thing. I mean, this is just a finger. I got 9 other ones. It was put back on. It's all good. It was just the tip. You can see where.
Wait, is this a biting injury?
No, it was a boating injury. Yeah, I went to grab a rope and it got.
I was just gonna say
rope, and I actually watched the tip of my finger fly up and land on top of the boat. And I just looked down and I saw the white bone sticking out, and I go, I'll show you.
No.
This is from a girl who lost her lip fell off.
My lips on the trail.
Oh, we got New Zealand in the house. What's up, Marty?
Is it Kiwi?
Is it Kiwi or Australia? No, it's New Zealand. I think that's a Kiwi, right?
New Zealand is Kiwi, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to fact check me on that?
Look who decided to show up, Miss Alexis. Girl, I got to tell her, you Alexis, and I'm sure she wouldn't. Candice wouldn't mind me saying, I do love your Gear Wednesday things. You're really good at it.
So good at it.
Yeah, but they did some surgery and now it's just I don't have any feeling there, but
it works.
It works. Yeah, I even have a nail still. It was just the tip, literally, and then they. Whatever.
That is wild.
Your lip. Now, are you full face now because of that?
Well, that's the thing too. Like, the first thing my husband said was, "Why didn't you pack your full face?" Which, of course, I was like, "Oh, I'm traveling. I didn't want to like bring the whole big thing, so I packed the half shell."
And yeah, that's where
Lesson
it led me.
learned.
Right. I did ride with my full face on for a very long time afterwards because I was totally wigged out. Not to mention the stitches in my mouth, they were there for months. So I had a constant reminder of that injury months after it happened, and I
Yeah.
certainly did not want to fall anywhere back on my face right after that. So, um, and I've been kind of bad. Well, it's cooler now, so it's easier to wear a full face now.
Hmm.
But in the summer, it gets so hot here. It is very hard to have a lot of that around your face. So I kind of did go back to wearing the half shell, and now I just pre-ride.
Did um, Eric, what's going on, brother? Thanks for joining us. Riding dirty in the house. Um, was there a moment after that happened where how hard was it to get back on that horse and ride off again?
I think I was off the bike for like 3 weeks. And then I knew if I didn't go back out riding like right away, I was going to continue to get in my head. So
Mhm.
I was like, you have to go. You just have to go. It doesn't have to be anything aggressive, but you have to go out there. Also, the very next day after the ER, I'm sitting in my girlfriend's house in Tucson, and that's when I signed up for that cross country race for 50K. And I
Mhm.
was like, this is gonna force me to ride, and maybe I can't do crazy tech rock rolls. Maybe I should just keep my tires on the ground, just focus on cross country. And so I signed up for that. And then yeah, like it was awesome because it did kind of help me get over the fear a little bit because I just had to go get
Yeah.
that first ride over with.
So it definitely didn't stop you. And that's what's great.
To an extent, I mean, like I still like drops and stuff, certain things like that, like jumping, I'm still very much working on. But yeah, those things I will get into my head way more because now I know the consequence that's there. I've experienced it. It's not
Yeah.
fun. And it could only get worse. So I was like, it's hard to get out of that when I'm approaching a drop that has a little bit more consequence to it, or a jump or something, because I just don't want to be injured again. But I don't. It's
It,
mountain biking, so
it's
it's like
part of
what?
it's what we do. I've been falling a lot lately. It's so sad. And it's funny. I say this. I was clipless for 25 years or whatever, and now I'm flats. And now that I'm going flats, I fall constantly. It's
Even
ridiculous.
with you having like instant, you can like put your feet down.
I've said
Like,
this. I think I'm overcompensating my feet down
mm, yeah,
because when you're clipped, you actually have to put a little bit of force and get out quicker. And I think I'm getting out too quick off the flats, and my foot's going
yeah.
further, and I just fall. And it's stupid falls. It's just, you know,
Oh yeah,
I mean, one was really bad, but it's just stupid falls.
yeah,
Dusty Dutchman, exposure therapy for the win. Exactly.
yeah.
You know, you get back on it. Don't spend too long. I gotta do that. There's a couple places down here that I've had some the bad fall. I think I need to get back on it, even if I have to walk part of it.
Yeah, I know. Well, part of me wants to see that trail again because, I don't exactly remember how big that gap is. And, but like, I was talking with Jess the other day and she was like, oh, dude, no matter what, you approached it like a tabletop. So she was like, no matter what, your speed was never going to carry you to the other side. She was like, you were going in that hole. And it made me laugh because I'm like, oh man, you're totally right. And because now I'm like, wait, if I had just come in hot, thinking it was a gap jump, like would I have actually made it? I mean, I've never done a gap jump in my life. So who knows how I would have landed, but maybe I would have made it out of the hole. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do want to see that trail again because I just want to see exactly like how big it was.
Oh,
So
well, you're going back?
I'm going to Sedona, but I'll actually be flying this year. I'm not road tripping with Jess. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Just get out
So I
there
won't be
quick.
able to see it. Yeah.
I was teetering on it, but I think I really want to. And I hear it's just a fluster cluck in Bentonville during the Bentonville Fest.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, you can come out here at any time and have a really great ride. And if you've been to a mountain biking festival, I think you've seen
what festivals are. You know, there's
Yeah.
like the whole circuit of demo bikes. There's Bentonville offers like really fun races, like enduro races and stuff. So that's great if you want to sign up for that. But yeah, I would assume it's pretty crowded. I only went last year for one day, because we had just gotten back from vacation. So I
Okay.
really kind of probably missed like a lot of the crowd. But yeah, if you come down at any point, it's just a fun time. So you don't need the festival.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of cool to get a bunch of us creators together and just go out, not for a whole
Yeah.
festival, but just have a really great ride. Um, what was it? Somebody? Oh, Alexis, I saw you doing a pretty good sized drop on Instagram maybe a week ago. Now, have you hit that? Everyone talks about the hammer, dropping the hammer.
Oh hell no, I've not done that. No,
Thank
no,
you,
no,
because you'll
no,
never
no,
see
no,
me
no.
do it either. I like
Mm-mm.
to wonder
I
what other people are doing it.
no. No, I love watching people do that. My husband does it, and he'll just cycle over and over and over. And I mean, like it's really like awesome to see it do it, and you don't even hear the tires hit. It's so soft, and everyone talks about how this drop is so well engineered, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm not
Yeah,
doing it. I was like,
yeah, I've heard
that
that
is
that
a
it's
very like it's a very steep landing, which I know is also ideal. You're not hucking the flat, but yeah, no.
I've seen videos and I know it's bigger in person than because GoPro and all those other videos don't do anything justice. But and they say, oh, it's engineered. You don't really have to do anything. You just ride off it.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. I'm like, okay, until I ride off of it incorrectly.
Oh,
So, but also like I have talked to a couple people that work for Kohler, and they say that people fall off of it weekly. People that get gun shy, they like pull up to the end and panic brake, roll off of it, and I mean, yeah,
oh my
I'm
God.
sure that stuff's
I've
on
never
YouTube
even
too.
seen
There
anyone.
has to be videos of people just rolling off that thing by accident.
Could
So
someone Google right now, drop the hammer accidents?
I know, right?
I actually don't think I've ever, riding dirty here is saying so, drop the hammer is so easy. I'm not good at getting a foot off the ground. If I get more than a foot, I get a little, little sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm teetering about Bentonville. I'm teetering on that one. I know I'm going out to Sky Park again in July. I don't know. This problem with vacation time is killing me.
Oh, I
Um,
know.
yeah, it's like I've got family out of town I got to visit. Wife and I would like to go. Blah blah blah. You only get so much time.
I know. I hear you.
Um, so are you doing the circuit this year, or are you just doing Sedona?
Just Sedona. I think there are a couple events that Mia is going to put out there for some of the team to attend. I think Ride and Shine is on that list too for us to go. Yeah, so
I'll be
I
there.
will see. Yep. And then what else were we looking at? There was a couple other things. But yeah, I mean it's exciting. We have a good bit of events. There's so many. It really is like hard, like just not even just like festivals, just like these women's weekends that they have, like it's pretty cool. So just like all over the US, all these group rides.
Just amazing what you're doing. I think it's incredible how far you've come from what your husband said way up in the chat was like you hated it at first, and
Yeah.
now you're doing all of this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I never thought. I thought I'm gonna be a hairstylist. I'm just gonna be behind the chair. I'm gonna retire, do whatever. I don't know. But yeah, it's just this has captured my heart for sure.
does being a part of these women groups inspire you to keep going, or what keeps you on the bike?
Yeah, I definitely think like I don't want to compare myself to any of the women that I'm with, but like which at first you kind of do, right? Because you're like, holy crap, like these women have been riding for however long and look at how amazing they are and I want to be like that and I want to do those things, but um yeah, I think like it really is an inspiration. It's also really awesome. I've had uh one of the girls that was on a ride that I was leading for Women of Oz. It was just our regular flagship
Mhm.
ride, but she was just really beating herself up. And like, oh, my bike is, like this is a piece of junk, and like just kind of just having a bad time. She was crashing a lot. She was getting frustrated. And, it was just one of those moments where I was like, listen, it's not going to be about the bike and how expensive it is or whatever. It's like, just learn how to like keep it under your body and, just have a positive moment for a second. Like, you're doing all these other things. You crashed back there, but it's not a big deal. I've crashed back there. It's, like, get back on your bike and ride. Like, if there's any group of women to fall down in front of, it's going to be us at Women of Oz, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're not there to, have an ego. It's just there to, share the moment.
And you've made probably a huge amount of friends doing this now.
I think so.
Like, you've got all these women and guys. I want to be your friend now. This community. What does this community of mountain bikers mean to you? I mean, you never 2020. This wasn't even a thing.
Yeah.
And now you're part of this community, and how amazing is it?
I mean, it's just so amazing. It's hard to put in. I don't know that words would grasp it, just how special it is, the joy that you get from it. And then, and then just, watching all these friends of yours that are doing really hard stuff where you're like, oh, I'm not going to do drop the hammer, but like, she's going to do it and I'm going to be there to cheer her on. And I don't know. I think that's what it comes down to, is like just being a good cheerleader for your friends. And if they're feeling down or having doubts about their biking and so forth, and just trying to find that encouragement, because that's happened to me. And yeah, I don't know. The community is just, it's wonderful. So, and I'm sure I would have somewhat stayed involved with mountain biking if I just kept going at it. But the community for sure has only just motivated me way more and kept me in it. Yeah, for sure. So
that's just, I love it. I just love how you're short, passion, short, but very passionate about, I'm going to do, if you don't mind, because I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what are we doing?
I want to do a little, it's not so much rapid fire questions.
Oh God. Okay.
You don't have to rap at anything, but let's get to know you a little bit away from it's not all away from the bike. You ready? This is stupid. I'm a big bag of rocks. But what's your favorite movie? I'd like to know.
Oh God. Okay. That's really hard, but I guess if I had to, can I do by genre?
You said this is your time.
I feel like rom-com, this is kind of embarrassing, but like Father of the Bride. I just love me a Steve Martin and Martin Short movie. And then if I'm going to go out full comedy, and my husband is going to like cringe at this, but Grown Ups, I don't know if you ever saw Adam Sandler's Grown Ups. That thing comes on the TV. I'm just going to stop whatever I'm doing and just watch it as if I've never seen it before. But yeah.
And it's so much so that you've watched it more than once.
Oh, I could quote it. I tell people all the time, I like joke that during when I had my concussion, I was like, man, I was forgetting words that I have used a lot in my life, but I could totally quote Adam Sandler movies. Like, it was not like it never left my brain. And I was like talking about Bobby Boucher and how my medulla oblongata was just like, I was quoting all these movies. I'm like, oh, well, okay, that's still there. So.
I'm like that with Step Brothers.
Oh, yeah, I do. I love Will Ferrell, too. Also a big fan of Will Ferrell, and I can quote a lot of his movies as well.
Why are you sweating? I was watching Cops. I do that stuff all the time. It's just like, you want to do karate in the garage? Yes. You can do more activities. You got more room for activities.
Yeah. Don't touch my drums.
Now, do you have a favorite genre? And this is, I'm going way off. This was supposed to be rapid fire, but I just love this stuff. Favorite genre would be a rom-com or
I'd probably say
comedy.
comedy. Yeah, probably comedy. I think that there's a lot of things that can cause stress, and there's a lot of craziness that's happening in the world. And sometimes I just want to put on something very mindless and stupid and get lost in it and not get caught in the stress. My husband is very much loves watching the war movies, and there's like bombs and shit going off, and I'm like, oh my God, like so stressful. I'm like, well, are you not stressed enough throughout the day? Like, let's watch something else.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, this is my wife. I always say just keep using it until I'm Q&A. But I'm a big horror flick fan, so I was afraid she was going to run in here and tackle me because
Yeah.
you said just exactly what you said. I'm all about horror.
Well, I do love horror too. So I have that to me does not stress me out. I think maybe it's just more so war movies where I'm like, this is very real. So
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
not fake.
Horror and I listen to metal music. That's what's weird. I'm a big goofball, but I love horror and metal. So it doesn't mix with me normally. Okay. Rapid fire.
Yeah.
Post-ride beverage. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite
Okay.
post-ride?
Post-ride beverage, I would have to say a margarita or like a cup of Joe. So I do a lot of coffee now, and I don't drink as much as I used to. It really haunts me the next day. So uh, usually if I do, it's going to be like one margarita, but most of the time I'm probably gonna kick back with a coffee. So
So you like getting off the trails and grabbing yourself a nice hot cup of Java.
yeah.
I'm all about the PBR. I always allow myself one beer
Yeah.
after a ride. It's a celebratory beer.
Yeah, you made it off the trail alive.
I
So
did it. Favorite post-ride meal?
oh man, okay.
Coffee
Pizza?
and what's that?
Pizza?
Coffee and pizza.
Yeah. Yeah. I could hammer down pizza like anytime. I crave it a lot of the time, but
Well,
I try to control it. Yeah, we have a really good spot down here. So if you come, I'll tell you to go there. We can go together, go get some pizzas.
I got this body by pizza. What's your dream mountain bike destination?
Oh, snap. Okay. My dream mountain bike destination would probably be, I feel like maybe like British Columbia, like Whistler. Whistler's in BC, right? Am I getting that confused? I get geographically challenged, so just FYI.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the Pacific Northwest, I have not been there at all, like even to travel there. I have not been. So I think it'd be really fun to check out. I have a girlfriend that just moved there, and all those rock rolls that they have, but it's like mixed with like the green lush.
Oh, yeah, it does look beautiful. And if you get it,
Yeah.
you get those videos or pictures where there's like a little bit of dew mist in the air.
Yes.
Oh, and there's like moss growing. And it does.
Yeah,
It looks
I'm like,
picturesque. It
that's
really
Whistler,
does.
right? Or like Whistler-ish, maybe Squamish. I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like I don't know where that's at.
There's some itch. Oh, and jumping off on that one, what favorite vacation spot without the bike?
Without the bike. Well,
You're like, is that
so far, yeah, I was like, so far, I'd probably have to say that my favorite place that I've ever been to would be Italy. And we're planning on going back this year. So, but like eat your weight in pasta and, catch up on some history. So,
I work in television. My producer's going to Italy. I think I want to do that.
I went when I was like 16 for a high school art trip. And even at 16, I remember just like seeing it and thinking like, this is real. Like this is a real place. Like it was just kind of crazy because I saw it in my textbooks. And it's pretty rare that I've been someplace that my husband has not been, and he has not been to Italy. So I'm looking forward to not showing him around. It's been forever since I've been, but yeah, like, just wait till you have pasta from here. Like,
Wow. And is it Venice? You going there with the gondola things or?
Yeah, I would say that's gonna be a stop for sure. Rome, Venice.
Wow.
Yep,
Oh, I want to go. Okay.
you got to do it.
Favorite place you've ever ridden?
Virgin, Utah.
Virgin, Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yep.
there a deflowered Utah, or is there a?
I know, right?
Wow,
What does the hymen have to do with Utah?
that was a bad joke, man. Um,
Coming out with the dad jokes.
uh, the pizza. I had this written down. Pizza, thin crust or a regular crust?
Regular crust.
Thank you. I don't want to
Yeah,
pick
no.
that thing up and have it flop.
No, that is like cardboard, like the thin crust, right?
Yeah.
Like where it's like squares. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, just
Like they like cut it in squares.
I like a solid crust. My wife likes the thinner, I guess, because she
Dropping my
fell.
phone. I fell.
Yes, wife.
Thin crust.
No, I want a regular pizza. Bath or shower? I don't want to know anything. Do you prefer a bath or do you prefer a shower?
I do like baths a lot. Yeah. I think because like I want to soak my muscles. Like at work, I stand all day, and then like, and I'm just like my hamstrings are tight, and then I go out and I bike, and so I'm like I walk around like the Tin Man half the time. So yeah, so
Loosen.
like a bath, totally.
Oh, the wife, she does one every night. My wife does one.
I can't do it every night, but
she likes to soak. She's got that tub with the little desk thing across it. She has every now and then she'll have a little glass of wine and a candle, and she's just on the Instagram. Oh, so funny. Oh, look at this, man. People are liking this. Hold on. JT likes a bath with lavender, obviously. Eric, a mean ass bath. I can't soak. I get bored. I'm like just sitting there like, what do I do now?
You gotta bring a book in there or something.
Oh, flow or tech?
Oh, snap. That would be a hard one. I guess tech. I'll be honest. I think I like tech. I feel more challenged on it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was looking at that. There's days where you like that. I'm either or. There's days like this past weekend, I just did a trail. It's all flow pretty much. There's no real tech. And it was just so much fun.
Yeah.
It was fast and it was nice and it was smooth.
Yeah.
And it was great. And then there's days you like to challenge yourself. I don't like to fall out though anymore. I call it dude soup. Cold shower for me. Holy cow, man.
Ew.
People are loving this. Dude soup. You just took that to the next level. And last one. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I would say shape-shifting. Like changing into something else. Like maybe I can be my bike one day.
You have to. Oh, that's great. I love that. Shape-shifting. Well, you wouldn't want to fly?
Well, I could change it to a bird.
Touche, sister. Touche. That's a good. So SoCal MTB Adventures came in. Thank you so much for joining Candice and I. Somebody just asked wanted another question. Where was it? I'm sorry. I'll get right to it. Hold on. Where was the bike park one?
Oh, it was bike parks or bike parts.
Oh, bike parks or bike parks. Oh, okay.
I've actually only ridden one bike park, so I'm like total amateur with that. But it was a good time.
Yeah.
I didn't pedal at all. Like it was awesome. I got shuttled up. Yep, it was great.
Isn't that amazing?
It is fun. Yeah.
Oh, I love taking that. You put your bike up, and then you
enjoy the ride.
You take the chairlift up, and you're just chilling out. And you let all the weight on your legs, just the blood's flowing, and
Yeah.
it's so good.
I mean, I rode in Sundance, Utah, but and that was shuttled because it's like a ski resort most of the time, but that's not a bike park. But that was also a treat because, I mean, that's some serious mountain climbing up there. So I was not looking forward to climbing that on a bike. So ski lift it was.
That was so fun, Candice. I
Yeah.
can't. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know you got family. Do you have a dog?
I have 2 dogs. Yep. One is
Oh,
very old and hostile. What?
before we leave, can we talk about the dogs?
Yeah.
Well, what kind of dogs you got?
I have one Jack Russell Terrier and he's 16. So he's very old and really frail, and it's been really sad because he's on the decline. But I love him. He's been with me through everything, so he's definitely like he's my son. And then the other one I adopted from a shelter, and his name is Graham. Oh my God, are they coming right now?
Oh,
You can hear them. Look, that's Graham.
Okay, good morning.
Come here.
Oh, I have two dogs, and it's just I'm. Well, good morning. Good morning.
Turn your head. This is Graham.
My
Yeah,
wife
turn
said
your
pay
head.
dog tax. Must see dogs. Yay. Oh.
Yep. This is so he's younger. He was adopted from the shelter, so we don't really know how old he is, but he's
Oh.
a super cuddly bug.
Oh,
So,
good morning. What kind of dog
yeah.
is he again?
Well, probably
Is
like
it-
Jack Russell mixed something. So,
Deuce is sleeping.
oh, Deuce, yeah, that he just sleeps all the time now.
Um, we have a rescue. He's a Cheagle, part Chihuahua, part Beagle, and he's about that size.
Cute.
What are you looking at? 22 pounds there?
He's about 25. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Yay, dogs. Oh my gosh. Candace,
You made
again,
your YouTube appearance.
I can't thank you enough for coming on this little chat here, and I appreciate what you do for women and mountain biking, being part
Yeah.
of WAS and the Women's Mountain Bike Network. It's just amazing, and I thank you so much for your time. I appreciate this.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. This was a blast.
Oh, cool. Yay! I did something right in my life, guys. Thank you all for being part of this. This will be also on Spotify and iTunes tomorrow or the next day. I'm a little slow at doing all that. But thank you all for joining. I appreciate this. Remember, if you can, if you're new on here, hit that like and subscribe, and then go follow her if you're not doing it yet. Give her some love and watch her stuff. And I look forward to meeting you someday soon.
I know. I hope that we can bike together one day soon. Come to Bentonville.
Ride and shine.
Yeah. I'll see you out there.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye. And then you do this. And